sunlight sings. I know everything's lighting up. Oh, the sun burns so much brighter now. And the warm light glows like fire now. And you know I won't let go. No, I know everything's lighter now. Oh, the sun and moon burn so much brighter now. And the warm light glows like fire now. Oh, the years come up and go. Oh, the seeds we plant. Oh, slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see. The same old people, the same old steeples on every corner for half a mile. But nothing changes, and ain't it strange that we didn't notice as a child that slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see. Living in a dry state where we all say grace, buying liquor on a Sunday across the county lines, where the raindrops rolling off the rooftops, making the clock stop for just a little while. Oh, slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see. can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see. The same old people, the same old steeples on every corner, the half a mile, but nothing changes. And ain't it strange that we didn't know as a child that slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see. Living in a tri-state where we all say grace, buying liquor on a Sunday across the county line, where the raindrops rolling off the rooftops, making the clouds stop just a little while. Oh, slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see. I know that I'm well away from being a perfect guy. I can't have a bad temper, make a big fuss and cry. And I know that lately it's been hard, we had a bumpy ride. But if you give me one more chance, I make it effortless. So if you want to come back home, I will be cooking Sunday breakfast for week long. We're gonna go and skate on frozen lakes, spend the morning baking cakes with the glowing of our love. And love has given us wings, and we're supposed to go high. But life got in the way, and we forgot to fly. And now I think that we're ready to finally leave the nest. We'll take a little leap of faith, and I will do the rest. So if you want strolling, far from home and rising looking like a sunset dream. And I'm talking, water crashing, evening feeling like a postcard scene. 'Cause it's just us two, dancing with the moon, my arms wrapped around you.
Either under the seat in front of you or in the overhead compartment. Kindly take care of your personal belongings. Quý khách, chuyến máy bay Airbus 321, chuyến bay mang số hiệu VJ822, khởi hành từ thành phố Hồ Chí Minh đến thành phố Narita, Nhật Bản, và cung cấp cho chúng ta một số chuyến bay được dự kiến tốt. Vì sự an toàn, cơ trưởng đề nghị quý khách vẫn luôn cài dây trong khi ngồi. Bây giờ quý khách hãy nghỉ ngơi.